Mother Clare, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of books about God. And what is the difference between reading those books and knowing God in that way versus actually having an experience of God, a real experience of God?
Unfortunately, most people only know God through what they've read and heard. And to their credit, it's wonderful that people can have faith that way and still seek to follow God's guidelines simply from what they've heard. But many people have a misunderstanding, believing that God does not want them to have an experience of God, believing that faith is precisely to believe without having experience. That is true, but it doesn't mean we're not supposed to have experience. And this is a misteaching of a number of the different churches and ways, that they say, oh no, you're not supposed to seek to experience God or to experience Jesus or Mary. That would be wrong. That is such a sad misteaching, because in fact, God wants a relationship with us. Jesus and Mary want relationships with us. How can you have relationship with someone you have no experience of? So in order to have a relationship, we need to have an experience of them. And in order to have an experience, we need to be open to not only the possibility of that experience, but that if we ask for it, it will come to us. Jesus said, ask and you shall receive. Jesus said, come to me. He wanted us to be close, to know ourselves. To know God surely has to be more than an intellectual understanding. So I encourage everyone to open to the experience of God and not consider that to be an arrogant thing to do. Imagine if you really loved someone. Imagine if they believed that they were not supposed to have any interaction with you. They were just supposed to sit off somewhere by themselves and believe that you exist and think all kinds of things about you and study about you, but that they never tried to make contact. God wants us to seek to make contact, and God wants us to open to experience God directly in return. Not just then read books about God. That is a sad, sad misteaching in many of the Christian churches. And I sincerely hope people will reject it and will, on their own, open to actually experience God themselves, experience the reality that God is, and experience the reality that Jesus and Mary are, so they can open into a true and real personal relationship.